Good morning, Cardmunity. It's RJ back with another video, so let's get to it. If you saw Wednesday's video, I did mention that today I would be doing another rant. So that's why I'm coming to you face to face today. But we'll get through with our standard operating procedures as we always do. So today's random Mike Schmidt item of the day, as I have been saying, I will be showing off all week a VHS tape. This one, Mike Schmidt and How to Play Better Baseball. Mike Schmidt and friends Dale Murphy, Tim Raines, and Frank White. This particular VHS tape, I've tried it. It doesn't really work well. You can't really watch it. It's very scratchy and it skips a lot. So it's really not possible to see what the whole content was. Might have had some water damage in the past, so I really can't view this. But I don't care. It's a cool little thing to have in my Mike Schmidt collection. Maybe someday I'll find a new tape and replace it. But they're few and far between these days. So, random baseball item of the day. Shout out again to Scott at Reindeer Studios. Made another purchase from his Etsy store. The first purchase I ever made was recently. I got the Mike Schmidt painting along with the card of Mike Schmidt, the painting card. Today, what I'm showing off is he did another painting recently of Willie Mays, and I figured, I'd like to have that painting too. So I went ahead and bought the Willie Mays painting from Scott. I also got inspired because I went through his whole Etsy store, and he had a lot of the other painting cards. Now, if you know Scott, he does the Marker Doodle Monday, and a lot of people buy the Marker Doodle cards, and they're cool. But I actually like the painting cards better. So I went through his Etsy store and I bought every single painting card that was still available. I think I'm going to begin to collect all of Scott's painting cards. I can't swear I'm going to get all the paintings themselves, but when he does issue a new painting, I'll get the card. And every once in a while, when the mood strikes me and the topic strikes me, I will get an original painting done by Scott. So I have added the Willie Mays painting to my to go along with my Mike Schmidt painting. I am starting a Scott collection. Shout out to Scott over at Reindeer Studios. So today, this should be an easy one for most people. Once I say it and you consider the date, most people should know the answer to this question, but I found it fascinating when I read this fact. On this day in baseball history, June the 6th, 1944, Major League Baseball cancels every single scheduled baseball game because of this world event. Name that event. What you're playing for, card from Upper Deck. What is the year on this one? 2002, Baseball Heroes, Tom Siva. That's what you're playing for. It's an insert set from one of the Upper Deck products, Heroes of Baseball. There you go. That Heroes header, that is the card you're playing for. All you need to do is shoot me an email with an answer to that question. I will include my email in the description below along with a repeat of that question. You will have today and tomorrow to answer. We will pick a winner on Sunday, all right? Good luck to everybody on that one. So, as I said, today I had a topic I wanted to rant about. And the reason is because I heard a couple people recently say something about this. And let me say it this way. We have to do something to get the kids back into collecting. I don't know why kids aren't collecting, okay? I want to take a moment. I want to look into the camera. And I want to talk to the whole YouTube community, everybody. I don't think it matters really what you're showing. If you want to do more to get the hobby, why are the kids not collecting? I think in large part, it's your fault. It's my fault. It's the fault of most of us on the YouTube collecting, on the YouTube community. A lot of it is the card manufacturers. In fact, I'd say it's the card manufacturers more so than us collectors, us YouTube content creators. But we could do a lot to make this hobby more interesting to the kids. We don't. Let me explain. What is the big problem that we lament these days? Why the kids don't get into it? First of all, the kids don't get into it because it costs too damn much. Okay? And the kids, like all of us, want one thing. They want the shiny card. They want the limited edition auto. They want the relic. They want the one-of-one patch card. That's what they want. They want the Mickey Mantle rookie from 1952. They want the Honus Wagner. Why do they want that? 5-year-old kid doesn't know what the hell that is. 5-year-old kid doesn't know anything about cards. 7-year-old kid, kind of learning a little bit more. He knows the shiny cards are better. He knows the shiny cards are more valuable. He knows an autograph is something special. Your 10, 11-year-old kids, most of them now have learned it's the shiny card, the serial numbered card, the autograph card, the relic card, the one-of-one card. That's what the value is. That's the card he wants. Doesn't care about that. He opens the packs, he thumbs through the cards. You know what he does with those base cards? He throws them out. Why? Because he's learned that the shiny cards, the serial number cards, and the other cards are where the value is. He learned that those other cards don't mean anything. How did he learn that? We taught him. We did it. What do I mean? Consider the videos that you see on YouTube. There's several different types of videos, okay? One of the major problems we as collectors lament about are breakers. What do breakers do? They will buy case upon case upon case of new product. They will spend days breaking the packs, thumbing through all the cards, tossing the junk aside, keeping the parallels and selling them on eBay to recoup their money. All right? Sometimes they make videos where they sell spots on these breaks, where they'll thumb through the cards, find they'll sell this pack goes to Bob, this pack goes to Charlie, and they'll thumb through it. And when there's a hit, great. When there's no hits, sorry guys, that's just the way it was. Thank you for your $50 for this slot. Here's 2 cents worth of cards. So breakers are constantly showing videos. People are constantly buying into breaks. And kids are watching these. They're getting like everybody else. It's like a gambling addiction. They're getting excited because the breakers, oh my Lord, I'm so annoyed with some of those breakers. The guys who get really excited, oh my gosh, look what we just got. It's a numbered parallel to 25. Whoa. They make it so exciting. The kids get wrapped up, but the kids get excited. I want to get one of those. The kids are ecstatic. That's one type. The other one is going to hit closer to home. How many of us, me included, I'm not going to take me out of this, okay? How many of us, when we show off something, hey, look at my PSA set registry. Look at these vintage cards I have. Look at this great card here that I have. It's a Mickey Mantle Red Heart. It's a Willie Mays Bowman. I got a Lou Gehrig DeLong. I got a Babe Ruth Gowdy. How many of you ever show off your 1990 Donruss set? Nobody does. Why? Because it's not interesting. Nobody's going to watch it. So we end up showing the really cool cards that we love. I don't want to say it because we want to impress other people, but we know it's what interests people to watch our channels. We know it's what people come to see. I've got like just over 500 subscribers. I've been doing this since 2019. I don't care how many subscribers I have. I'm interested in showing off my collection. A lot of times I show off very expensive cards. Well, I shouldn't say very expensive. I think the most expensive card in my collection is still under $2,000 for a single card. But I know people out there who are showing $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 cards. And they're talking about how great these cards are. I know people who show off collections of cards that no kid could possibly run to own. How many of those collectors are simultaneously showing the 2025 Topps cards? When you do a break of a Topps cards, what do? I used to do this. I didn't buy any Topps cards this year. I stopped filming myself breaking the cards. I would film the fact that here's my box, I'm about to rip it, I'll be back in a second. I'd pause the video, rip through every card, put the junk cards aside, not the junk cards, the base cards. I'll put the base cards aside, and then after that, I come back on camera and I show off the hits. I don't show the base cards. How many people here have ever broken a box of Big League? Topps Big League. Big League was made for kids. Nobody shows it off. Why? Because nobody's going to watch it. Nobody's going to watch that video. They want to see your Topps break. They want to see your Heritage break. They want to see your Topps Archives breaks, your Bowman, your Panini, everything else. That's what they want to see. Why? Because you're showing off the hits. Because I'm showing off the hits. All right? I'm just as bad. The one thing I will say, not that I'm going to excuse myself more so, above anybody else, but just a couple weeks ago, I ripped a fun box. I do this every once in a while. I like fun rips. And all it was a box of 1988 Leaf Awesome All-Stars, cartoon monsters. That was my whole video. A few people watched it, thought it was kind of cool. Imagine what would happen if a lot of people showed off that kind of stuff. Hey, you know what I'm going to rip today, kids? I'm going to rip a box of 1988 Topps. And as you're going through it, instead of bemoaning the fact that there's no serial numbered cards in there, talk about how good this card looks. Talk about the player on that card. Talk about how great the player was. Talk about how you never even knew this person existed, but now you bought this box with this pack of cards, with this card in it, and you learned something. Get excited about cards that kids can collect. You got a 5-year-old kid, show them the sticker cards. Show them Fleer stickers. Show them the Kellogg's. Show them the Topps tattoos. But get an old, worthless, few loose tattoos and actually stick one on your arm. How about that? Show them the Kellogg's cards. Show them things that are fun. Baseball cards are fun. Sure they are. They're really cool when you could say you got a Chipper Jones Desert Storm in your collection. That's a lot of fun for us. It's a lot of fun when we could say we pulled a Willie Mays autograph. That's fun for us. These kids, they don't know anything about Willie Mays when they're that young. They want to have fun. And we don't make cards fun. We don't. Cards are fun when you get the hit. Base cards are no longer fun. And most people are pulling base cards. Kids learn really quickly. Not that baseball cards are not something for fun. They're something that has value. And that's where the fun is. You just don't get enough people doing fun rips. I did a couple of years ago. I did that Baseball Inquirer, the 1992 Convex Baseball Inquirer. That was a fun thing. I've done Fleer AllStar stickers, the old packs of the AllStar stickers from Fleer. I've done League Leader minis. These are worthless cards. Nobody else but me. And again, I'm not saying I'm perfect because I do what did I show off on Wednesday, just this past Wednesday, 2 days ago? What did I show off? My PSA set registry of the post-war rookie Hall of Famers. How many kids are going to care about that? How many kids want to see that? You want to get kids into the hobby. The next time you do a video, show them off your 1992 Topps cards. Show them off your 1992 Upper Deck set. And go card by card, talking about the players, talking about the artwork on the team checklists from Topps, talk about the Diamond King set, not the ones you got autographed, but the basic card that they can own. These are cards that they can go out now and buy a box for $20 and rip them today. They're not going to put a full set together, but if you show the same kind of passion about base cards, if I show the same kind of passion about base cards, and enough of us fill this YouTube channels, our YouTube channels, with passion about inexpensive base product, that might get the kids more interested. Because, again, as they start watching our videos and all they see is how great a run I have of Brooks Robinson from 57 to 77. And then they find out, oh, that's really cool. I'd like to have one. Their dad tells you, well, guess what, kid? They're $75, $80 a pop. Good luck. And then we brag about, hey, look at how great this gold parallel is, or this red number to 5 is. How great is that? Dad, can I get one of those? No, sorry, kids. There's only 5 of those in the world. You're never going to find one of those. Pick something else. It doesn't take long to go like Pokemon or Magic the Gathering. Sure, there's limited edition variations and whatnot in that too. But at least those guys can play with the cards. They're made to be played with. Baseball cards aren't made to be played with. They're made to be pulled out of that pack, slipped in a top loader, dropped in a box, and forgotten about. I mean, if you want to make baseball cards fun again, pull out your junk wax cards and talk about them. Pull out the base cards that you've forgotten all about, that you didn't care about, and talk about how great they are. I mean, and again, I'm not pointing the finger at you and not pointing the thumb back at me. I'm just as bad. We don't do what we should. And again, you can blame the card makers, because let's be honest, the card makers make what they make because they sell, and because the hobby wants that. They tried that before. Remember, Big League came out in '88, or not Big League? Yeah, no, it was Topps Big. They made a lot of different sets geared towards kids. Upper Deck did Collector's Choice for a couple of years in the '90s. Turns out the kids didn't want it. Why? Because everybody made a stink about the limited edition stuff and the randomly inserted autos. Until we as a collector community starts to praise and brag on the base cards too, to brag on these inexpensive cards, you're not going to get many kids coming back. Because nobody's talking about it. Nobody's showing it off. Nobody's talking about how fun that part of collecting is, to just have a piece of artwork, which is what baseball cards can be, in your hand. Doesn't matter that it's worth a penny. It's still a beautiful thing. Shout out to John Mangini. There is no such thing as a junk wax era. There's just an era where they made a lot of cards. Nothing's junk. If you want to say, how do we get kids back into the hobby? Be a kid. Show off things that kids can afford. Brag about a Joe Charnabo. Tell the story about how he used to open bottle caps with his eye socket. Tell stories about Mark Fidrich. not using a 1977 or 76 rookie card, using a 1981 Topps card when his arm was dead. Talk about the Vita Blue. Talk about, all the crazy things that happened in the game, and show a card about somebody who did it. You want to get a kid passionate about the collecting, give him a reason to buy something that he can afford. Give him an appreciation for cards other than the ones that are so valuable, so expensive, he can't touch them. Give him an appreciation about the cards he can buy. Give him a desire to collect those cards too. That'll get kids back into the collecting, I think. That will show kids the joy of collecting. As they get older, they can buy those more expensive cards. But if they didn't get the love of the hobby when they were young, how are they going to get the love of the hobby when they're old? There's several people who've done it. The Cardmunity is full of old farts like me who have card collections. So certainly something made us collect cards. And as I said last week, the hobby's never going to die. But when you lament that there aren't enough kids in there, ask yourself, what can you do? You can brag about cards that kids can afford every once in a while. I do 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then I do my trivia recap. If I did once a week a kids' corner cards, if everybody did that once a week, one of your things, instead of showing off all the best cards in your collection, if once a week you did a kids' corner and you showed off penny cards that any kid could get in the dime box at his local card store, and talked about why that card is important or special or cool, then the kid's going to go to the card store, his local card shop, and try and find that card. And if enough of us are doing it, and again, I said this before, you may, in your own personal universe, maybe you look at 100 different YouTubers. John Jabs has over 100,000 subscribers. There's a lot of people out there making freaking content on YouTube. And if we all spent one video a week doing a kid's corner, maybe once a month, maybe a kid's corner, and showed off something simple and silly, maybe it would inspire kids to love the hobby like we do it. I apologize for ranting. I do mean to point fingers, but again, when I'm pointing my finger at you, I'm pointing my thumb back at me. Never forget, we could do more. Not you could do more. We can do more to get kids back in this hobby, because people are watching our videos. And when people watch our videos, if the kids are watching with them, maybe we can inspire kids to love card collecting. Not to love expensive cards, but to love baseball cards as a pure, awesome thing, no matter what card you're talking about. That's all I have for you. I apologize again for the rant. I would love to know what you guys think. I'd love to know if you have other ideas about how to get kids back in the hobby. Enough people recently, I've seen videos who said, how can we do this? Hey, this is this one man's opinion. I'd love to hear what you guys think we can do. Pour it on. Tell me I'm an ass for saying such a thing. Tell me it's not our fault. It's the card maker's fault. Tell me it's not our fault. The Nationals become obscene. Tell me that the show prices are too much. Tell me anything you want. But if you got something to say, say it. Throw up a bunch of videos on your own. I'd like to see a ton of videos come out of this rant with other people telling me this is what we should do. I'd love to see that. As a hobby, we should want to get kids involved. So lay it on, people. I'm ready for it. Have a great week. Take care.